Then Sebastian says, or docks or mallows. Sebastian says, or he would plant roadside weeds on it. Gonzalo, and were the king owned, would I do? Then Gonzalo says, if I would have really been the king of this island, what would have I done? I will tell you. Sebastian, escape being drunk for want of wine. Sebastian said that you would have abstained everyone from drinking and nobody would have been a drunken person in your kingdom. Gonzalo, in the Commonwealth, I would by contraries execute all things for no kind of traffic would I admit, no name of magistrate, letters should not be known, riches, poverty, youth of service, none, contract, succession, bound of land, tilth, vineyard, none, no use of metal, corn or wine or oil, no occupation, all men idle, all, and women too, but innocent and pure, no sovereignty. So Gonzalo says, I would have run here a commonwealth situation in which all things would be accomplished in a way which is contrary to the present day customs. I would not allow any education, no trade, no magistrate, no riches, no poverty, no cases of men who are serving others, and there would be no agreements, no laws. Nobody would succeed each other. That means no cases of succession, no boundaries, no cultivation. Everybody would be idle. There would be no marriages, and there would be no use of metal, corn, or wine, or oil. Nobody would be using all these things which are artificial, like metals, corn, oil, made up of some other fruits and all. No occupation would be there for men. All men would be idle. And all women would be innocent and pure. Nobody would marry each other. And there would be no king to rule the people. So Sebastian says, yeah, would be the king owned. And Sebastian says, yes, and then you would be the king. Antonio, the latter end of his commonwealth forgets the beginning. Antonio says, I think in the end of his commonwealth speech, he is forgetting what he said in the beginning. Gonzalo, all things in common nature should produce without swear or endeavor, treason, felony, sword, pike, knife, gun, or need of any engine, would I not have, but nature would bring forth of its own kind all poison, all abundance to feed my innocent people. Gonzalo says, I would not allow the production of such things like metals, guns, or swords, knife, all these which are the weapons for war or for doing any type of killing. All these I would stop. I would not allow the production of all these things. And nobody would be cultivating, so automatically nature would be producing all the, you can say, food grains in abundance for my innocent and pure people. Sebastian, no marrying among his subjects. Then Sebastian says, nobody would marry among his subjects. Antonio, no, all men would be idle. Gonzalo, I would with much perfection govern, sir, to excel the golden age. Gonzalo says, I would be ruling in such a way that it would remind people of the fable, the ancient story of the golden age. Sebastian, God save his majesty. Then Sebastian in taunting way says, God save the king. Antonio says, long live Gonzalo. Gonzalo, and do you mark me, sir? Then Gonzalo asks Alonso, sir, have you listened to what I was saying? Alonso, prithee no more than dost thou talk nothing to me. Alonso says, I request you, please do not speak anything to me. You speak lot of things at a time. Gonzalo, I do well believe your highness, and did it to minister occasion to these gentlemen who are of such sensible and nimble lungs that they always used to laugh at nothing. Gonzalo says, I do believe, Your Highness, that I spoke in order just to, uh, you can say, create a presentable environment in front of you. And I wanted that these two gentlemen, Antonio and Sebastian, should laugh at my jokes. So they have such sensitive lungs that they keep on laughing even at things which are not worth laughing. Antonio, it was you were laughed at. Antonio says it was you at whom we were laughing. Gonzalo, who in this kind of merry fooling am nothing to you, so you may continue and laugh at nothing still. Gonzalo says in this kind of idle talk you can do whatever you want. If you want to laugh at anything which is of no use or which is foolish even, you are allowed to laugh. You can laugh whatever you want to do. Because I cannot compete with you people. Antonio, what a blow was there given. Antonio says, what a master stroke you have played in front of us. Sebastian, and it had not fallen flat long. Sebastian says, yes, if it had not fallen harmlessly. Because they say that, as Gonzalo was saying, I do not mind. If you want to keep on laughing, you can keep on laughing even at the things which do not require laugh at all. Because I am not in competition with you people. So this was a severe blow to both Antonio and Sebastian. Gonzalo, you are gentlemen of brave metal. You would live the moon out of her sphere if she would continue in it 5 weeks without changing. Gonzalo says you are gentlemen of great courage, you both. And you even have the courage that you can pull out moon from its hiding place. Even if she continues to be there in the period of 5 weeks. So you have that much courage that you can bring out that moon from there. Then Ariel enters, but he is invisible and he is playing a solemn music. Sebastian, we would so and then go a bat fowling. Sebastian says, we would do so. Whatever you say, we are brave men and we will do whatever you are saying. And then we will go for a bird hunting. Antonio, nay, good my lord, be not angry. Then Antonio says, now my good lord, do not be angry at whatever we are saying. Gonzalo says, no, I warrant you, I will not adventure my discretion so weakly. Will you laugh me asleep, for I am very heavy? Then Gratiano says, no, I assure you, I will not be angry with you people or not annoyed at anything. I would not lose my reputation because I also have a good sense of humor. Well, by such weakness, I will not in any case lose my honor or lose my reputation. So will you people please put me to sleep because I am feeling a bit tired and I am feeling a bit heavy in my eyes. Antonio, go sleep and eat so. Eat us. Antonio says, yes, you can go to sleep by listening to our laughter. Then all sleep except Alonso, Sebastian and Antonio. 3 people are awake. Alonso, Sebastian and Antonio are awake. The rest of the people, they are sleeping. Alonso, what also suits asleep? I wish mine eyes would with themselves shut up. My thoughts, I find they are inclined to do so. Then Alonso is quite surprised. He says that all the rest of the noblemen have fallen fast asleep, and I wish I could end my worrying thoughts so that I could also sleep peacefully like these people. Sebastian, please you, sir, do not omit the heavy offer of it. It seldom visits sorrow. When it doth, it is a comforter. Sebastian says, sir, do not neglect the opportunity to sleep, because sleep is just, you can say, given to a person, or it comes to a person luckily when a person can sleep silently and peacefully. and it always robs of the people from their sorrow when they sleep peacefully. So when it comes, it is a comforter for people. Anton, we too, my lord, will guard your person while you take your rest and watch your safety. Antonio says, please, you can have rest, you can sleep. And me and Sebastian are going to be your guard, and we will take care of your safety. Alonso, thank you, wondrous help. And Alonso says, thank you, I am also feeling very sleepy. Actually, these all people are sleeping because of the music of Ariel, which was being sounding at the back. Then Alonso sleeps and Ariel exits. Sebastian and Antonio are having a talk as they are trying to conspire how to kill King Alonso. Sebastian, what a strange drowsiness possesses them. Sebastian is quite surprised and he says that all of them are feeling so drowsy, and it is very strange that all of them have fallen asleep at the same time. Antonio, it is a quality over the climate. Then Antonio says maybe the climate is such that all of them have become tired and they all are sleeping. Sebastian, why doth it not then our eyelids sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep. Sebastian, then why is it so that we are not feeling sleepy? My eyes are not drooping in such a way that as if I am feeling drowsy. Antonio, nor my spirits are nimble. So Antonio also says, nor do I, because I am also not feeling sleepy. They fell together all us by consent, they dropped as by a thunderstroke. What might, worthy Sebastian, who what might no more. And yet methinks I see it in thy face, what thou shouldest be. The occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head. Now here Antonio is taking an opportunity in order to incite the Sebastian. So he says, well, they feel asleep as if a thunderstorm has stricken all of them, and all of them have fallen asleep all at a time. Now this is a time, Sebastian, that I am imagining by looking at your face that a crown is dropping on your head and you are becoming the king of Naples. Sebastian, what are you waking? And Sebastian says, what keeps you awake? Antonio, do you not hear me speak? Antonio says, didn't you understand? What did I tell you? Sebastian, I do, and surely it is a sleepy language, and thou speakest out of thy sleep. What is it thou didst say? This is a strange repose, to be asleep, with eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep. Sebastian says, yes, I heard, but it seems as if you are speaking in a dream. You are just daydreaming. The thoughts that are coming into your mind are just like as if you are feeling sleepy, and in your sleep, you are standing, you are speaking, you are doing every action, but still you are asleep in your mind. And so these thoughts are coming in your mind that you are thinking that a crown is dropping on my head. Antonio, noble Sebastian, thou lettest thy fortune sleep. Die rather, winkest whilst thou art waking. Then Antonio says, see, Sebastian, I would like to tell you that you are making your luck sleep. You are trying to neglect the opportunity that is coming in front of you. By closing your eyes, you are missing the chance that is present in front of you. This is a great opportunity. Sebastian, thou dost know distinctly. There is meaning in thy snore. Sebastian says, you snore, you talk too much. Then Antonio says, I am more serious than my custom. You must be so too. If heed me wish to do, troubles thereover. Antonio says, see, I am more serious than I am supposed to be. And you too also should now become serious, as I am talking something serious to you. And if you listen to my advice, heed me means listen to me, then and act accordingly as I tell you, then you will be thrice as great as you are now. Sebastian, well, I am standing water. Sebastian says, see, I am as motionless as a stagnant water. I do not know what you are saying. Antonio, I'll teach you how to prove. Antonio says, well, I'll show you the way what to do in your life. Sebastian, so to ebb hereditary sloth instructs me. Sebastian says, okay, help me because I don't know, whatever I think, I just step backwards. Maybe due to hereditary laziness, I'm not willing to move forward in life. Antonio, oh, if you but knew how you the purpose cherish whilst without you mock it, how in stripping it you invest, if ebbing men indeed must offers do to near the uh, bottom run by their own fear or sloth. Antonio says, oh, I wish you could know how much you desire in your heart. Though you are mocking at it, you are laughing at it, and you are making fun of your desire, but you do not know how much you desire in your hearts and hearts of hearts that you are hiding from us, your desire. It is like a drifting man who go down to the bottom because of their laziness. It's only because of your lack of confidence and your laziness that you are not trying to fulfill your desire which is there in your heart. Sebastian, prithee say on, the setting of thine eye and cheek proclaim a matter from thee, and a birth indeed which throws thee much to yield. Sebastian says, okay, I request you to speak out because your eyes and your face structure or face expression show that you want to speak something good about me, and it pains you and agonizes you from inside, as if a mother has to suffer child labor pains before giving birth to a child. So it agonizes you inside in such a way. So you can speak whatever you want to speak. Antonio says, thus, sir, although this Lord of weak remembrance this, who shall be of a little memory when he is earthed, hath there almost persuaded, for he is a spirit of persuasion. Professes to persuade the king his sons alive, 'tis as impossible than he is unknown. So Antonio says, so listen to whatever I say. Look at this Gonzalo. He is a counselor of the king, and nobody will remember him once he is buried under the earth after his death. So he is a counselor who always tries to persuade the king and do the things. And I know that the king's son is not alive. There are no chances of him being alive. And this man who lies asleep here now is swimming in the sea at the same time, also because he's thinking all the time about his son. That means he's speaking about Alonso also. Then Sebastian, I have no hope that he's undrowned. Sebastian says, I also hope that maybe he is drowned. Ferdinand. Antonio, oh, out of that no hope, what great hope you have had. Hope that way is another way so high a hope that even ambition cannot pierce away beyond. But doubt, discovery there, will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned? Then Antonio says, and since you also have no hope that he is alive, and what great hope might you have for yourself? Don't you think you stand somewhere in that light of hope? Something is waiting for you, and you are unable to discover what chance is waiting for you. Discover what is there for you. Try to discover. So will you agree with me that Ferdinand has drowned? Sebastian says, yes, he is gone. Antonio says, then tell me, what is the near future of you? Who is the main heir of Naples? Sebastian says, well, Claribel. After Ferdinand, Claribel is the heir. Then Antonio says, see, she is now the queen of Tunis, and she is dwelling in such a place where even the sun rays cannot reach. It is 10 leagues beyond the man's reach, and till the time when she gets the news, any news from Naples, by that time many of the young children would grow into bearded men. It takes such a long time to reach there. So she so far has now become the Queen of Tunis, and now she has nothing to do with Naples. And all the people who have been shipwrecked, most of them have drowned also. So he says that by our past actions, shouldn't we now look into our future and serve ourselves only for our future? So what is to follow to left us is to accomplish whatever we have desires in our heart. So Sebastian says, what stuff is this? How you say it is true. My brother's daughter, Queen of Tunis, who is the heir of Naples, twixt which regions there is some space. Sebastian says, I cannot understand. Can you speak clearly? What do you mean? Well, it is true that she is now the Queen of Tunis, but she is also the heir to Naples. And it is also true that there is a lot of distance between Naples and Tunis. Antonio, a space whose every cubit seems to cry out, how shall that clavicle measure us back to Naples, keep in Tunis, and let Sebastian wait? Say this way, death now hath seized them, why they were not worse. Then now they are. There that can rule Naples as well as he that sleeps, lords that can prate. As amply and unnecessarily as this Gonzalo, I myself could make a job of deep chat. Oh, that you know, the mind that I do. What a sleep worthiness for your advancement. Do you understand me? Antonio says, see, there is a lot of space between Tunis and Naples. So let her be the queen of Tunis. Let her be there and let Sebastian awake. Let Sebastian know his abilities and the opportunities that are waiting for him. As far as these people are concerned, among which Gonzalo, who speaks too much, I can take his place. I can take the place of Gonzalo and become a counselor. And I can also speak a lot like him. Now, can you think what I'm trying to say? Can you understand what my purpose is? So, what opportunity awaits you, of which I am speaking about? Sebastian, methinks I do. So Sebastian says, maybe I know what you are trying to say. Antonio, and how does your content tender your own good fortune? So Antonio says, okay, so what do you think about it? About your coming future? Sebastian, I remember you did supplant your brother Prosperous. Sebastian says, I know how you had removed your brother from his throne. So Antonio says, true, and see how the robe looks good on myself. The royal garment gives me a good appearance, and I'm quite happy with this. My brother's servants were then my companions, and now they are my subordinates. Sebastian, and what about your conscience? Antonio says, see, my conscience is where it is. Okay. So it was like a sore on a heel, and I will put on the slippers in order to remove whatever conscience is. If there were 20 consciences also that stood between me and the dukedom of Naples, I would neglect all of the 20 consciences and take up the dukedom of Milan. They would be like a lump of sugar in front of me that would melt in front of my desires. So here lies your brother also, lifeless, he is sleeping, he is having no motions. You can also do the same. You can just kill him, take a dagger and thrust it into his heart. And I will put Gonzalo to end. So be cautious with all these actions and do as I tell you, so that you can get the throne of this Naples. Then Sebastian says, thy case, dear friend, shall be thy precedence as thou gottest Milan. I will come by Naples, draw thy sword, one stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou prayest, and I the king shall love thee. Sebastian says, see, your experience is much more than mine. So I would request you that you please place an example before me. You you can take the dagger and thrust it into the heart of Gonzalo. I will see the example and then I will do the same with my brother. And then you will be free from the subsidy that was to be paid to uh, Naples. Because now you are the king of Milan and you had to pay the annual tribute to Alonso. So you will be free of it. I will free you from that subsidy that you had to pay to this Naples. And I will be the new king and you will be my friend. Antonio says, okay, let us take up the sword together. And as I raise my sword, you also do the same, and then we thrust it together in the 2 persons. I will thrust into Gonzalo and you thrust into Alonso. Sebastian says, wait, let me say one more word to you. As they were conversing apart, Ariel, who is invisible, he comes in. My master thought his art foresees the danger that you, his friend, are in and sends me forth, for else his project dies to keep them living. Now Ariel says that through the magic, Prospero has come to know that these 2 people are conspiring something against Alonso, and according to my master, some danger is lingering over these people. So I have to save all of them in order to carry on the plan of my master. So all of them should remain alive. He sings into Gonzalo's ears. What was that song? Open-eyed conspiracy is time doth take. If of life you keep it care, shake off chamber, slumber and beware awake. He says that while you are sleeping here, somebody is conspiring against you people and they want to strike you. So if you take care of yourself, get up from the deep sleep and remain awake. Antonio, then look us both be sudden. Now Antonio says, now let us act promptly. Gonzalo, he immediately wakes up. He says, now good angels preserve the king. Why, how now? Now Gonzalo, he says, now you both were guarding the king. What happened? What are you people doing? Because he sees a sword in both of their hands. Why are you drawn? Wherefore this ghastly looking? He says, why do you people hold the sword in your hand? What is the bitter plan in your mind? Alonso, what's the matter? He also wakes up Alonso. Sebastian, whilst we stood here securing your repose, even now we heard a hollow burst of hallooing. Now they were making excuses. Sebastian says, while we were guarding you people, immediately we heard a loud roar of the bulls, or rather of the lions. So we had drawn our dagger in order to attack. Then Alonso says, I did not hear any sound of such type. Antonio, oh, it was such a terrible sound that could frighten even a monster. He said that, sir, you would not believe. It was such a terrible sound that even a monster could be afraid of it. Or it could cause an earthquake. So we were just alerting ourselves and we drew up our daggers, our sword. Alonso, did you hear the sound, Gonzalo? Then Alonso confirms with Gonzalo. Gonzalo says, I swear by my honor, sir, that I heard a strange humming noise which woke me. I shook you and cried out, and as I opened my eyes, I saw their swords drawn. There was certainly some noise. It is better for us to remain alert. Now Gonzalo says, sir, I had heard just a humming sound which was coming near my ear, and it woke me up. And when I cried out, I just woke you up also. And when I woke up, then I saw that both of them have got swords in their hands. Maybe there may be some noise for sure. So we should all remain alert. Or we should go away from this island. Alonso, lead us away from here and let us make a search for my poor son. So Alonso says, I think we should leave this island and move further in order to search my lost son. Gonzalo, may God protect him from these beasts, for he is surely on this island. Then Gonzalo prays and wishes good for Ferdinand that may God protect him from these beasts because maybe he is on this island also. Then Alonso says, okay, let us go. They all exit from there. And Ariel says, Prospero, my lord, will be told what I have done. So, king, now go safely to search for your son. Now, Ariel, he speaks to himself that I'll tell all about all this to Prospero, my lord, so that he may come to know what I have done for him. Then he says that he speaks to Alonso on his own that now, king, you can go further and search for your son. So this way the scene ends. In this scene, we come to know that all of these noblemen have reached to one part of the island. Alonso is there, Gonzalo, Francisco, Adrian, and many others, and Sebastian and Antonio are there also. Now, reaching on this island, first of all, Gonzalo was speaking about the Commonwealth. He says that if I would have been the king of this island, I would not allow any type of education, no magistrates, no law and order, no cultivation, no occupation, no use of swords and weapons. Everybody would be idle, and only nature would be producing whatever would be necessary for my innocent people, and there would be no marriages also. And then after that, Sebastian, he accuses the king that you are to be blamed for marrying your daughter so far, although we had knelt in front of you and told you that please do not marry her so far off to Tunis, because of which only while returning you lost your son also and you have lost your daughter also. Now after some time, when all of them fall asleep due to Ariel's music, Sebastian and Antonio are planning to kill Alonso and Gonzalo. So Antonio is planning to kill Gonzalo, and Sebastian is planning to kill his brother Alonso. Now, as they drew up their swords, Ariel had woken up this Gonzalo so that all of them could be saved, as Prospero's plan was to be executed still. So then they both made excuses that we had heard the thunder sound, maybe it was of the fighting bulls or of the lion. So in order to protect you people, we have drawn out our swords. After that, they all leave the island in order to search for his son, Ferdinand. So hope you people have understood this scene, and we'll come up with the next video. If you have understood it, press the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.